Welcome to Fruit.
Hi, I'm Tony Young. Welcome to Fruit Boss.
Welcome to Fruit Boss. Today we have a special episode because I have my friend Ben here. And Ben doesn't eat a lot of fruit.
Nope. I didn't even know that there were this many fruits.
And so,
I mean, more than 3 I knew, but...
All right, and so I chose some pretty spectacular fruits here. We're starting with Mangosteen. We got some Rambutan and Lychee. And we're gonna be eating the fresh versions of these fruits and comparing them to the canned versions. So we'll start with the Mangosteen. So the way
Mangosteen sounds like a Jewish guy. That's my neighbor, Tom. Like,
who's like lived in Central America. He's like one of those Mexican
no,
dudes.
it's just his last name, Mangosteen.
Yeah.
Or a doctor.
Yeah.
This is my doctor, Dr. Mangosteen. He's a fruit doctor.
This fruit is also known as the queen of fruits. It's high in antioxidants, and it's from Southeast Asia. It grows on an evergreen out there, a tropical evergreen. And I think they call it the queen of fruits because there's a rumor or a story that the Queen of England once was willing to pay like some absurd amount of money for someone to go find this for her.
Wow.
Yeah. All right, so the way you open this, I take 2 hands and I kind of just squeeze it together. Just squeeze into it.
Son of a... Ooh!
All right, now you see the casing, right? You
Yeah.
can pull it apart.
Yeah. Well, I already got a
And
little
there it
thing
is.
here.
You have kind of a thick shell,
Yeah.
and inside is this white, fleshy fruit.
It looks like a garlic clove. A little bit of a garlic clove
Yeah,
there.
it's shaped kind of like a tangerine almost.
At first, it tastes like paint. It does. It's really good.
There's a seed in the middle. You don't eat that.
The seed is what kills people, right?
That's a different one.
Oh, okay. This is really good. How much? Where can I buy these?
So I got all these fruits at the 99 Ranch Market, which is like a Chinese or Asian-owned market in Alhambra.
Wow, you drove all the way to Alhambra.
Yeah, I had like a meeting out there, so I figured I'd stop by. And that's actually, I was stoked when I found all these fruits because they're in season and they're only fresh in grocery stores when they're in season.
Wow, this is really good.
The texture, it's unlike any other fruit texture-wise. It feels kind of like a tangerine, but it has a resistance to it, kind of a crunch to it. Juicy on the inside, very juicy.
Jesus fucking Christ. Sorry.
And there's a seed in the middle. If you ever have anything that's mangosteen flavored, it's like an amplified version of this because the flavor actually isn't very strong.
No.
It's a subtle flavor.
You know what it tastes like? Mango candy. Like, this is a mango flavored candy that they tried to.
Are you saying that because the name mango? Because it's not related to the mango at all.
It isn't? Then this is a psychological trick that the fruit is playing on me. It does taste like candy though.
Yeah.
I can't figure out which candy.
But it's not like super sweet. It's not super tart. It's just delicate. It's a delicate flavor. That's the best way to describe it.
It almost tastes like watered down Skittles.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, there we have it.
It's almost like this combination of tropical fruits, but
Yes.
very subtle. The shell of the mangosteen is actually also used to make natural dyes. So I could see I could dye a shirt this color. I'd be into it.
Yeah, that'd be a cool colored shirt. So should we crack open the can?
Yes, let's do it.
He put the can in the mangosteen and opened up the can. He put the can in the mangosteen and opened up the can.
I've never had a canned mangosteen, but for some viewers who might not have access to fresh mangosteens, this might be your only option.
So now, why would you ever?
Wow, look at that.
What would you use? What would you use a canned mangosteen for?
For pleasure, you just eat it.
Oh, so this isn't used to like cook anything? You wouldn't use this as an ingredient?
No. Okay, that's kind of weird.
Is it gross?
It's not gross. It's not great. It tastes like a canned tangerine. I mean, there's a little bit of the crunch that gets maintained, but hardly there.
Yeah.
But it definitely does resemble kind of a canned tangerine. Very different. I would say not very similar at all. I guess I would recommend this if you want to just see what the flesh looks like, kind of get an idea of the shape.
Looks like a brain. This is gonna make me smarter.
A lot of these canned fruits, they're in sugar water, so they're definitely sweeter than their normal versions. We are moving on to Rambutan. Take a look at that and hold it. touch it. It's a very strange fruit because it feels like it has hair. And rambu, I think in the Malaysian language, actually means hair. Mm-hmm. And the Vietnamese word for this means messy hair. Mm. And so it's a unique fruit in that regard. This fruit, you can tell when it's ripe when it becomes this color. On the tree, it'll be green, and then it'll eventually turn red, and that's when you know it's nice and ripe.
It smells like, just smells like a grocery store. It smells like Trader Joe's. Kind of.
All right, so this fruit also, just take your hands and go ahead and you do that. There you go, and you got this nice fleshy, light fleshy fruit. The skin it comes off easy. You can just pop a bunch of these into your mouth because it's so easy to open.
I don't want to choke.
And there is a big seed in the middle of this one.
Yeah, I see that.
So, yeah. And sometimes the skin kind of stays on.
Can you eat the skin of the seed?
Yeah, that little part. It's kind of like a skin of almond. Not very fragrant, but it's sweet.
Doesn't smell like anything, in fact.
Juicy and crispy at the same time.
It's a very weak flavor, kind of like cantaloupe. Mm-hmm. Reminds me of cantaloupe.
Yeah. I'm getting kind of hints of pear, actually. Not so much in its fragrance, but in its sweetness. All I can say is it's a very pleasant fruit. It's refreshing, it's delicious, but it doesn't have any strong flavors that make it stand out.
Let's see how the canned version tastes. I'm sure the viewers are familiar with this brand, a Roy D. It's a household name. It actually probably is.
It probably is. I mean, I've seen it a lot. They make a lot of stuff. They make sauces and all sorts of stuff here. This is from Thailand, I think. Yes, this is a product of Thailand, and it has water, rambutan, sugar, and citric acid. Okay, seeds are removed.
Ooh, interesting. Hey, cheers.
Ding.
Different. Mm-hmm. Way more firm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Way more crunchy.
Crunchier. It's so crazy because you would think it would lose its crunch being soaked in water.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
It's really not bad at all. It's actually like less sweet.
I think this actually bears a pretty good resemblance to the fresh version. It's crazy, it maintains the crunch.
Yeah, this is actually, I almost prefer it to the fresh version.
I kind of do too, maybe.
You hear that, you little rejects? Get in the can.
This is a favorite. I'm surprised they haven't had this because they put lychee in everything now.
Yeah.
They put it in.
I might have had it.
Yeah, you have lychee boba, you get lychee, who knows what, lychee lip balm, the whole thing.
Love lychee lip balm.
Lychee, same difference, tomato. This is, I call it lychee.
Ooh, this smells.
This one, I wouldn't squeeze, I would peel.
Okay.
So you just peel it's a shell, and you just kind of peel it back like that.
How did you even?
Just dig your nail in there. If you eat the seed, it could be poisonous, from what I understand.
But like in not a life-threatening poisonous way. It's just like, this is good.
Big seed in the middle.
Yeah.
You gotta eat around it. Juicy, very juicy. Mm-hmm. Sweet, has a crunch to it, but is also juicy at the same time. The lychee, though, is very known for its more floral taste. You get that kind of a peony, kind of like a flowery taste to it. Even though it's a juicy fruit, it kind of leaves kind of a bit of a dryness, kind of like some tannins in there, on your tongue.
Yeah, my mouth feels dry.
Oh, this was not a good one.
Not a good one?
Uh-uh.
What's wrong with it? What does it taste like?
Tastes like a bad grape.
Ooh. This one kind of tastes strong, too. Tastes like fish.
I gotta show you my can opening technique, by the way.
Show me.
So I go, but I don't go all the way. Just to the tip, and then it turns up.
Right.
And then you just kind of lift that.
Ah.
So these look very similar. Very similar. In fact,
yeah,
almost exact same size.
No seeds. This is really good.
Yeah, these are really great. This is the flavor you're tasting here is probably what you'll have in like a cocktail. You go to a bar, they'll do like a lychee cocktail. It's all probably off from the can. I'm assuming all these have the same amount of sugar in them, but there's something about this that brings out the sugars even more.
Yeah.
It might be that the aroma, the floral notes that make the sugar feel sweeter or something. I don't know. What's your favorite out of these canned versions?
This one.
Really?
Yeah. That one is mighty good. And I would say that these are both tied for first, and that's just a distant third. Yeah. Not even second. It skips a whole thing.
I feel you, because this still has a texture. Like, this is a soggier, it's soggier.
Yeah. When
you eat this, there's still a crunch to it that's enjoyable. I guess that concludes this episode. I think Ben is going to probably go on a fruit journey after this, hopefully.
Oh man, I'm gonna try a banana next. A gala apple.
Whoa! Don't get too crazy.
Grapes. Purple, green. What other color grapes are there? Red.
Well,
white.
it's not so much about color. There's different kinds. There's Concord grapes, Muscat. You ever had a Muscat?
No, but we gotta get. You gotta get all these, man.
Really?
We gotta do a grape episode.
I feel like people have had grapes.
Doesn't matter. I didn't know. People,
Alrighty.
of course, people have had grapes, but
I mean, like they know the grapes. All right, that's a wrap.